Hi, welcome back. I'm glad to see you today. Today I thought we'd do a black canvas and we'll turn it into a painting that would look like it's done on a white canvas. So I'll have them graphically run all the colors across the screen that you need to do this painting, and they'll come across in the same order that I have them on the palette, starting with a white and working around. And let's go right up to the canvas here. Now, this is a black canvas. It's been painted with a flat black acrylic and allowed to dry, and then I've covered the entire canvas with a thin, even coat of phthalo blue. Now, you could use Prussian blue for this, but I'm in a bright mood today, so I thought I'd put phthalo blue on there and we'll just make it sparkle and really play. Start with a little bit of titanium white, and we'll just work a little into the bristles, and let's go right up here in the sky and just start playing. And you can see already that white picks up the blue color that's on the canvas, and beautiful, beautiful colors. They just happen automatically. Just let them happen. I love these black canvases. There we go. And you can make the sky as bright as you want it, or leave it dark. If you want it brighter, just add a little more white and just work it in. It'll get brighter and brighter and brighter. Okay. And that's a super fast little way to make a very effective sky, just applying a little white on the canvas. Okay, let me clean the brush. A little odorless paint thinner on it. There we go. That is a fun part. Now maybe you want to put a little cloud in the sky. It's very simple. Put a little titanium white on the fan brush. Just work it into the bristles. Okay, let's go up here. And very easily, just take the corner of the brush and you can drop in a happy little cloud. Just want to show you how to make one. And in your world, you put as many clouds as you want. Okay, then we'll take the large brush and we want to blend the bottom out and not touch the top. Very lightly, little tiny circles. Tiny little circles. Don't touch the top yet. There. Okay, then we'll lift that up and very lightly blend it. Very gentle. And it's a super, super nice, easy little way to make a beautiful little cloud. Maybe we'll have another one right here. And once again, in your painting, you put as many clouds as you want. Just want to show you how to do them. And how many clouds you have then is up to you. There. Okay, we'll fluff it up a little bit. And then just very gently, very, very gently blend it. Okay, now then, let's build some happy little background trees back here. And I'll use this old large brush, still has a little bit of blue on it. And I'll go right into some cad yellow and sap green. Cad yellow and sap green. We'll just make a beautiful green color. Just load a little bit into the bristles. I'm just pulling it through the paint there, see? Okay, let's go up to the canvas here. And let's put a few little happy tree indications that just live way back here. Now all we need is a light color because we already have all this dark on the canvas, so we can get away with it. Now I'm going to begin adding little colors to the brush like yellow ochre, little Indian yellow. Without cleaning the brush, just sort of play these colors back and forth. Let's put a little burnt umber in there too. That will tone it down some. You can make these colors as dull or as bright as you want. Yeah. Happy little indication. We're not looking for a lot of detail yet. Just little indications back in here. And as many of them as you want. And layer them. That's what makes them look deep and gives the painting depth. Make layers and layers and layers of them. Let's add a little bit more of the brown color. A little burnt umber and maybe right there. And let some of the sky show through. Just let it show through. Let it shine. There's one. That one's a little brighter. Gives it a little more contrast. a little darker one in front. And you just play back and forth with your colors, light against dark, dark against light. Okay, let's go to the other side over here for a minute and drop in a couple of quick little trees and bushes. Just let them fall off your brush. And there's many ways to use this brush. This is just one. And I try to show you numerous ways to use the same equipment. And then you pick out the way you like, or use them all. We just want to give you ideas here. Okay, put a little alizarin crimson in the color. We'll make a nice bright one right there. There we go. Okay, and that quick, it gives us a nice little background indication. So you mix all these colors on a brush, and then all kinds of beautiful things happen automatically. I'm going to use a little bit of paint thinner and go right into some burnt umber and some Van Dyke brown, and I've thinned the paint down. And let's go up here and let's put a few little trunk indications here and there, just here and there. There we go. And remember our golden rule. A thin paint will stick to a thick paint. So if your paint doesn't want to stick too well, thin it a little bit, then it'll stick. We always start with a very firm paint, and we can add thinner paints on top without becoming a mud mixer. It's easy to become a mud mixer. And we've all done it. My gosh, I've done it probably more than anybody. There we go. And just however many of these you want. Just let them drop right off your little grip liner brush. There. And this grip liner brush has very long bristles. It holds a lot of paint. Okay. While I've got that going, tell you what let's do. Maybe there's the one that's in the foreground right here. Maybe just let him come right down like that. This one's a little closer, a little bigger, a little more detail. And I'm going to add a little tiny bit of white onto my brush so I can just put the indication of a little highlight here. I don't want much. It's too far away to have a lot of detail. Just want a little detail, not a great deal. There. We'll put some leaves on that little tree later. Okay, now I'm going back to the 2.5-inch brush and just play it through some of the different colors. Cad yellow, Indian yellow, yellow ochre. And then I'm just going to begin tapping. Just tapping. And we'll put some nice soft little areas back in here. Very quiet, very soft, gentle. There. Nice place for the little birds to live, and bunny rabbits and squirrels. There we go. Okay. And this is one of the easiest ways there is to make very soft little grassy areas. Okay. And you can just do them layer after layer after layer and let them go. Maybe, let's take a fan brush here and a little bit of the burnt umber, just a small amount. And I'm going to go right up in here, and maybe this little ground area is showing. Just sort of scrub this. A little yellow ochre right on the same old brush. And just very lightly. There we go. Just here and there, maybe it's an old dry creek bed. Maybe when it rains, the water comes down through there. Or maybe it's a little path. Maybe it's where the deer comes. There we go. Just makes the painting a little more interesting. Okay. Now, let's go back to our liner brush. A little paint thinner, some Van Dyke brown, burnt umber, and maybe, yep, there's a tree that lives right there. And we'll put him in a basic trunk shape. And you could do this with a knife, fan brush. Today I'm just using the liner brush. There we go. And drop in a few more little branches. Touch a little white, just so there's a highlight. There. Just blend it right into the dark. Okay, let's go back to our big brush now. And let's put some leaves on this tree. I'm going to start out here. It looks like I've got yellow and sap green and some burnt umber. Got yellow, sap green, burnt umber, all mixed together. Let's go up to the canvas and just drop in some basic little ideas where we'll have some leaves. And all I'm doing is just barely touching the canvas, just using the tip of the brush. Just barely touching. Just let all these little things just fall out of your brush. There we go. Maybe there's some that live right here. Now, I want to highlight those so they stand out a little more. So I'll go into some cad yellow right on the tips of my brush. And then we can just touch it here and there. Just enough to highlight it. There we go. There. Just barely touch the canvas. Just sort of let these float right off of it. And wherever you think they should be. And then a super way, though, to make a very effective little tree, and it does good things for you in here. Okay, while we got this brush going, let's go over here and we'll do the same thing on another tree. I'm going to use Van Dyke brown, sap green, and a little bit of the cad yellow. Let's just drop in some little leaf indications, same way. Same way. If it's working, let's keep it going. And practice these little things. You'll find the more you practice anything, the easier it gets. If there's a secret, it's practice. Okay. A little bit of the yellow. And just drop that right in. Just a few little highlights here and there. There. Isn't that quick? Very effective little tree. Okay, let's decide where his foot is down here. Just cut him off. And we can bring this right on down. Same colors. Sap green, cad yellow, Indian yellow, yellow ochre. And mix them on the brush so you get a multitude of things happening. Okay, this is just a dry, clean brush. If you want to make it darker, all you have to do is just tap on it, and it'll also soften it, make it much quieter. And you can just bring it all together. There, see? You need that dark area so the light shows. You need the dark. You need the dark. A lot of times when you're painting, it begins to work so nice that you get carried away and you cover up all your dark areas. And then all of a sudden, nothing will show. It doesn't stand out. You need dark against the light. Okay, tell you what, let's do. Maybe there's a happy little pond down here. I like water. I'll go right into some titanium white with a 2.5-inch brush. Figure out where you want your water to be. And I want it to be right there. And maybe it runs back in there. We don't know where exactly. And it's picking up all that beautiful, beautiful phthalo blue that's underneath, the green that's in the grass. All these colors are just coming together. Don't fight them. Don't fight them. Let these things happen. Some of your most beautiful effects. In truth, they're accidents. But don't fight them. Let them happen. Look at that. Beautiful colors. Now, to give it the appearance of water, very lightly, just go across. These strokes need to be straight. No matter where your water goes, they still need to be straight. It's almost a tendency to follow your water line. And if you do that, those strokes will go at an angle and they'll bother you. Oh, you'll yell at me. Okay, tell you what. Let's take the old knife, I want to mix up some Van Dyke brown and some burnt umber. I'm going to put a little bit of permanent red into it. So we got Van Dyke brown, burnt umber, permanent red. There we go. Okay, now let me grab the old fan brush. And I'm going to take the fan brush and load a lot of paint into it. And let's put some dirt under our grassy areas here. And all we're going to do is just scrub in some dirt, just like so. And this is where you have to start making all those big decisions. Where does land and water meet, come together? There. See, let that come out right through there. This is a very effective and simple way to make some nice land areas. Okay, I'm going to go, without cleaning the brush, I'm going to go right into some yellow ochre and some titanium white. Right on the brush. And then just barely touch. Just let it bounce and play. Just add a little permanent red to that too. And mix these on the brush. Don't over mix them. You want all the different colors just sort of to happen. Just let them happen. Let them have fun. There. Okay. Here's some right back in there. There we go. Wherever you want these, just let them happen. It's a super nice, easy way to make very effective land areas and look like little stones, and works easy. Okay. Now we can bring some of these nice little grassy areas right down in here. Bring all this together. There we go. Put a tiny little bit of paint thinner on my brush so it paints a little bit thinner and it'll stick easier. There we go. Let's go over here on the other side. There we are. Just let these come right down. Bring them all together. Okay, a little bit right in there. Okay. Now I'm going to take some magic white and a little bit of brown. And like so. Take a little bit of paint, just cut across it. Let's go right up in here. And just drop us in a happy little water line. It's a good way to clean up the edges and bring everything together. Okay, right across. I really hope you paint along with me each week. We get so many cards and letters and people are painting along. And it works. It really and truly works. There. And another nice thing about painting, you know, it doesn't matter if you're 8 or 80. It works just as well for young people as it does for us older people. Works just as well. There we go. Tell you what, let's do. Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. Let's build some trees. Let's make a tree right here. I'll still use a liner brush. Show you how to make a bigger tree just using the old liner brush. It holds a lot of paint, so you can do this. And I've thinned the paint with paint thinner. So I can come right down here and just let this tree keep growing and getting bigger. And don't make all your trees straight. Let them Let them bend. Oh, trees grow in all kinds of ways. They're not just all perfectly straight. Every limb's not straight. Every branch is not straight. It'd be nice if they did grow that way. The man at the lumber company would be a lot happier. But they don't. They don't. There. And we take a little bit of a light color, a little light brown, and just drop in some indications of some highlight here and there. Okay, now let's drop some happy little leaves right up there. Get a little bit of this same old dark color I had, sap green, Van Dyke brown, little cad yellow. And we can drop in some basic little leaf shapes just very quickly. Very quickly. They're a lot of fun to make. Keep them loose. Just relax when you do this. If you're real stiff, then your leaves on your tree will look that way. Just be very loose and relaxed. Take a little bit of yellow, put a little highlight on him. Gotta let him sing in the sunshine. There. See, now when you look at this painting when it's finished, you wouldn't believe it was on a black canvas. And let me wash off the old fan brush. Some grass on his little footsies there. Tell you what, let's do. Let's go right into this. I'm going to take some phthalo green, and we'll just mix this on the brush. Some phthalo green and alizarin crimson. That'll make a super, super nice black color. Okay, alizarin crimson and phthalo green. And right here. Right there. Oh, look at there. I know what you're saying. That Bob's messed up this time. Maybe. But I want a big tree right here. I want to show you how to make a beautiful big tree. Let's give him a big foot. Maybe out through here. We'll just let it come right on down. Very dark. This is black. And this whole big tree will help push everything back and makes your perspective better. All right. Oh, when we make a tree, we make a tree. We make a tree. Let's give him an arm right there. Big, healthy arm. Strong tree. There. Now we need some highlights on that tree. And we can use the knife or the fan brush. Let's use the knife today. I'm going to take yellow ochre. Just straight old yellow ochre. Put a little bit of burnt umber into it. Pull it out flat. Get a little bit right out here on the edge of the knife. Okay? And let's just go right up in here. And all I'm going to do is just touch. Now, because you have that little roll of paint on the blade, when this bark dries, it'll have texture. It'll produce real shadows. You can feel it strong. There. And when you're out selling a painting or two, people look at that and, whew, you put a happy buck in your pocket. Happy buck. I added a little permanent red. Just smallest little amount. Just enough to spark it up a little bit. Okay, like so. Okay, now let's put a little bit of reflected color, and I'll use phthalo blue, a little touch of white. Go to the other side and just give a little indication here of a little reflected light. Okay, just let this wander right on up the tree. Maybe just a little under his arm here. There we go. Needs a little reflected light under his arm. Okay, just let this come right on down his little foots. Big foots. He got a big foots. Now back into the black color. just that little roll of paint, and I'm just going to begin touching and bring all this together. And you just keep tapping, letting this color work back and forth until you get it the way you want it. And it's a very, very effective way to make a fantastic tree branch. Nice, strong trunk, but it'll really, really have texture to it. When it's dry, it is spectacular. A little touch of light right there. There we go. Okay, now we can put a little grass on his foot. Just a little here and there. And I think we about have a completed painting. Take a little bit of thin oil, a little color, sign it, and it'll be all done. And I really hope you've enjoyed this one. The old clock on the wall tells me I got to leave you, but I'll be back next week. So until then, happy painting.